Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're playing HoI4, Equestria at War. I said in the Serbian campaign that I'm gonna play Equestria at War, and there we are, Equestria at War. In my opinion, I don't know. I don't know if I think it's better than Kaiserreich or on a level. I think it's on a level of Kaiserreich. It's currently in 1.5.0.3, the Burning Sea. Anyway, if you don't know what Equestria War is, just look at this. Yeah, it's basically a My Little Pony mod. But even if you're super anti My Little Pony, don't get scared away or something. It's a very good mod. As you see, the whole world is changed. It's a total conversion mod. At least in the aspect of total conversion, I think it's the best one. And I'm gonna try to explain what happens here, because I said that in the Serbian campaign too, but everybody knows Kaiserreich. But I think not a lot of people know My Little Pony. And I'm gonna try to explain what happens in the world, kind of. So, we're gonna play as the River Republic. I was thinking about playing as Lake City, which is, it's all pretty cool. But we are gonna play as the River Republic. I'm gonna talk about the national spirits later. Well, yeah. So basically, there's two major races: the ponies, who live here, here, and in various other places in the world, like here, and etc. Right? And then there's the griffins. If you don't know what a griffin is, it's basically a bird. Griffins are humanoid birds, like here, and here, and here, no, here. There's also other races, such as dogs and kind of zombies, vampires. They exist here. Changelings, who are kind of like they look like ponies, but they can morph into shit. I think that's why they're called changelings, of course. There's minotaurs, deers, yaks, polar bears, penguins. There's a lot of dumb shit, but it's cool dumb shit. Okay, I promise. Oh yeah, and there's fucking zebras. So yeah, there's that. Yeah. This is the continent of Equus, and this is Graphonia. And yeah, I think we're gonna start. Bam. I'm gonna try to make the music a bit. We're gonna roll with that. Sure. The River Republic, 1007. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock, 1st of January, 1007. A land of tall mountains and fertile river valleys, the River Republic is a haven of peace and prosperity in the heart of the Riverlands. Since gaining independence from Lake City in 357, it has remained free. Its natural defenses are proven difficult for both griffins and ponies to overcome. It has been a democratic republic after 814, when the last Grand Princess Softwater, fearing a bloody succession crisis after her immediate death, granted all of her powers to an elected parliament. It is also the most developed and wealthy nation in Riverlands, with its capital being Rijekograd, being a notable center of trade and industry. But last but not least, it was the founder of the River Coalition, and the Treaty of Coldstream was signed on its soil. After Chancellor Riverswirl was elected in 1001, she began an extensive modernization program, dreaming to make the River Republic into the eastern counterpart of Equestria, the land where she had studied in her youth. For the most part, her plans were successful and the Republic grew even wealthier than before, but this wealth was not evenly distributed. As you might have hoped, industrialization introduced its own set of issues, especially for the workers. She managed to get elected for a second term, but this time the Socialists united in a league led by Nova World are stronger than ever before. For months now, the parliament building has been filled with arguments and disputes with political gridlock, threatening to form soon. The Office of Harmonic Services, a secret service whose duty is to ensure the survival of harmony, is becoming concerned and may intervene if something is not done soon. The age of stability may soon end for the Republic. Then we have region. Wait. This second I'm gonna close my door. I'll be back. I'm sorry. Put my headset on now. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if I should read this, but I think it's important because Eastern Graphonia. Eastern Graphonia features a large variety of terrain, ranging from long, deep rivers and grassland all the way to mountains and forest. The region features moderately underdeveloped infrastructure most of the time, though this can vary from one country to another. These features are relatively small industry at the start of the game, but can build up a decent one throughout the game, which aids with further expansion and conquest. The East has two big contenders for power, one being the Griffin Liberation Army, which is located further to the south and can grow very rapidly through conquest. The other big political instance is the River Coalition, a loose set of pony nations that aim to protect against outside threats, mainly the Griffins and particularly the Empire. Throughout the game, various nations inside the coalition will strive towards unifying into a single nation state under their control, and any other surrounding nation would be best off with And any surrounding nation would be best off with preventing this, as a unified federation can easily overpower most neighboring nations. The East, due to the deterrence the River Federation, finds itself largely protected from outside threats, even from the Grifonian Empire. This offers much needed safety to Eastern nations, giving them extra time to build up and acquire territory. Eastern Grifonia encloses long mountain ranges, deep rivers, and flat grassland, and offers a safe haven from the Grifonian Empire and other Griffin invaders, resulting in a sometimes more relaxed, definitely not peaceful playthrough. The ultimate goal for the East is to either prevent or strive for unification of the River Federation, depending on their choice of nation. That's the changelog. You can read that if you want. Mechanics, it's not really any important stuff. Maybe I'm gonna read it another day, because this is an amazing mod. So basically, every country or most countries are based off real life countries. As we can see, the ruling party is fucking hell. Okay, just look at the capital, Rijikograd. Of course, it's this is basically Serbia, and the whole River Federation is basically the Balkans. With both, I think Lake City would be best described as Croatia, since they have a Slavic-based capital as well. I don't know what the other ones. Nibusia is, of course, Greece. Then we have other little states here. As far as I know, this is it. This is Italy, Australia, or kind of a mix of all the British colonies, and America as well. I don't know what this would be. Spain and Portugal and stuff like that, probably. This is nothing, I think. This is Poland. This is Prussia, Ukraine. I don't know what this would. Probably some of the Baltics. Basically, the county of Longstreet are the Nazis. Only that the Jews in this universe are ponies, since the people in this country absolutely hate ponies. I don't know what they would be. Probably Austria or something. So about this is the HRE basically. This is the HRE, and they're gonna collapse soon. This is France. This is Scandinavia. You can judge by the name. This is I don't know what this would be. It's some part of Germany as well. This is nothing. Oh wait, I got a message on my phone. Okay, nothing important. And there's other stuff here. And of course, this is kind of a mix. This region kind of is England, this central region here. Canterlot, Bales, Mainsbury. Then we have this region here, which is Canada. I mean, we have Vancouver, Salt Lake City, I'm sorry. Then we have the US West Coast, which is kind of here in Las Pegasus. Come on. And this is the South. This is the American South. This all would be probably the East Coast. It's Manhattan, Philadelphia. Pretty self-explanatory. Or Baltimore. I don't know what this would be. This is probably like Mexico or something. So you could say this is North America. I mean, the English-speaking world plus Mexico. Minus Africa. This is nothing. Changing lands are not based off anything. I mean, their role in the game, their role in the game is kind of as Germany, but they're not Germany. Like, they don't speak German. The Kingdom of Olenia is Finland. I don't know why Finland is here and Scandinavia is here, but who cares? This is Mongolia. You can already judge by the thing here. The Crystal Empire is nothing. They just exist. Stalingrad is Russia. I mean, like, it doesn't really make sense. Russia's here. They can't even annex Poland. Poland is here. Ukraine is here. But the thing is, when this mod released, this continent didn't exist. Novgorod, they're nothing. And Pingland and polar bear communities are this is probably Greenland, and this is Iceland. Yeah, there's various other little countries that resemble real-life countries, and yeah. Whatever. We're already pretty far into the video. We're just gonna... Here. And yes, this mod is very... what do you call it? It has a lot of stuff in it. Most nations have a focus tree, and we have a lot of paths to take. I just guess I'm gonna try aiming for one of these paths. But, you know, let's just do this. It's the only logical thing to take. Then, what's also interesting, of course, this is all ponies, of course. But then we have science bases, development. This is your race, pony. This is how much we are in our society. We can be a detached country, which is, I mean, we're detached from the outside world. There's only 2 countries which have these. Just these both. Communal society, tribal society, agrarian society, industrializing society, outside industrial sector, and modern society. And of course, the worse your country is, the more debuffs you have. Here the debuffs are pretty minimal, and here there's no debuffs. A lot of nations on this continent have bad bases. As an example, they're completely modern, while, yeah. Or here, they're poor science base and detached country. yeah, so they're like undeveloped basically. And then we have science bases. The better your science base is, what is that? When you have a poor science base, you have an absolutely abysmal research speed, but you gain political power, which is, let's be honest, nobody wants this. Then of course, the worse your science base is, the more political power they get. But the more political power they get, but the more it takes to research stuff. And of course, a developed society, then yeah, you get no political power, but you get no debuffs or bonuses. So that's kind of the best. Ah yeah, here, Vile Vodina. Yeah. You can see it's all based off real life countries. Anyway, then we have national spirits. Poverty and illiteracy is basically every country on this continent has this. We're pretty good. Gives minus research and construction speeds, and poverty, yeah. Treaty of Coldstream member. All of these river coalition countries are Coldstream treaty members. It's unstable government. Of course, because of the unstable government, you have to do this here. And then City of Free Rivers, because we're trade, because there's a lot of trade in our countries because of the fucking seas here. That was a headache. That was really a headache. Of course, parties are normal, except democracies are harmony. But the thing with harmony is, a country can be harmonic, but not democratic. So that's possible too. But it's basically democracies. But it's, of course, it's based off the cartoon, like magic is friendship, friendship is magic, right? Something like that. So that's that. I think that's all we have to go over. There's some different research we have. Of course, there's swords and spears and axes and whatever here. Then we have muskets, and these are rifles, basically. So most nations have already modern rifles, but some nations start with muskets, or detached countries all start with swords. And then there's magic weapons. Yeah. So I think there's one more thing we have to go over before we start. Of course, there's tanks, but the tank tree is like much larger. We have artillery. It's all the same basically. Most of the stuff is the same. Only that we have more fighters and jet fighters and stuff like that. This is longer, like. This is long. We still have nukes, but yeah, you can research this, and it basically gives research speed. And there's more computing machines. This is the same basically, and then we have race-specific technologies. So Griffins have their own technology tree. Every race, let's say every race has their specific technology tree here, and their own special unit. As an example, ponies have Pegasi and unicorns. Griffins have knights that have a lot of armor and do a lot of damage. But they're all regarded as special forces, so you can't just spam them. And the changelings have a soft infantry or light infantry. They have some special units too, but I can't remember. They have like heavy defense units. And of course, there's unspecified races. Like the Dread League, yeah, everybody hates them. Who have no race, and they just get generic technology. And it all gives bonuses and stuff. Good. Can we start now? Cool. Let's research better guns, or modern guns for that matter. machine tools, and that. So one more thing, there's a new resource which is crystals, which is used to build to deploy nukes, or to produce nukes. You need like some crystals, and oh no, I think to build nuclear reactors or use nukes, something like that, you need crystals, and you need it to produce magical equipment. Bah, that was a headache. That was a real headache. Holy shit. Okay. Oh yeah, we have models. We have pony models too. And of course we have pony generals. Like we have no any factions. I should probably show factions. We have the United Ponies Alliance, which is Equestria, and its puppet. We have the Changeling Hegemony, which is the Changelings Alliance. We have Equestria, which is like basically the French states in one alliance. We have the River Coalition, which is all of our boys here. I have fun fact, or not so fun fact. Before a certain update, I can't remember what update it was, this whole area was one country. So it's pretty new that this is a separate country. We have the Corinthian Pact, which is Italy and its boys, basically Wingbardy. And we have the Reichspakt, of course the Germans, the HRE, under one faction. Of course they stole that name from Kaiserreich, but who cares? And there's just a little line here separating us, yeah. Oh God. So I'm gonna start, I'm gonna do the beginning, then I'm gonna quit the episode. We don't have a ton of factories, so we should probably just... Oh yeah, we have pre-industrial, pre-industrial artillery. It's 5, the bullets 9. 1, 2, 3. Sure. 1, 2. Yeah, that's enough, right? Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, that's enough for now. Yeah. That's it for now. Let's just let the game run a bit. The poverty issue. One of the bitterest and most acrimonious disputes between the Harmonist and Socialist parties is the issue of poverty. Thousands of mares and stallions live on... Well, mares are adults and stallions are children, basically. Live on various subsistence, and it's extremely hard for any of the poor to find gainful employment. This stagnation has continued for several years now, and both sides blame each other for failing to act appropriately. The Harmonists being the majority party have proposed a bill that would increase investment in industry and infrastructure, arguing that this growth would create new jobs for the poor to take up and lift themselves out of poverty. While the socialists are unconvinced, preferring the implementation of extensive social welfare programs, Novo World, leader of the Socialist Opposition Party, has condemned the Harmonist plan, calling it Fat Cat Benefit Act, and has threatened to expel any socialists that support it from her party. If more than 90% of her party followers rely on this issue, then the Harmonists may fail to secure a big enough majority for the bill to pass. The thing is, that's kind of a moral question, but we're gonna run with the Harmonists. Yeah, I think if Novo World would actually do something what do you call it? Anyway, no, let's not talk about that. The thing is, I think it's better for the poor to lift themselves out of poverty, to give them a chance to lift themselves out. So if you just give the poor, here, take some money, they're not gonna learn. They're just gonna spend it on drugs, alcohol, and then just they don't learn. You know, they don't learn. They need to work hard, but they need the ability to work hard. So yeah. Anyway, I would let the bill pass. Anyway, it's kind of a moral question. I try to answer these events morally, if you know what I mean. Fuck, we need 1 unit. Anyway, underestimate the engine of wealth. Always trust the free market. Low poverty. What's mild? Yeah, that's better. Yeah. That helped us, definitely. Now let's just change all of these too. Good. The rural and urban divide. The second issue to force dissent in the parliament, the saber, is the issue of rural versus urban concerns. The Harmonist Party draws much from its support from the rural farming population, while the socialists rally most Italian urbanists and factory workers for their votes. However, in recent years, the farmers have begun to feel even the Harmonists are not really their friends, as they've spent more and more time dealing with budgetary and economic concerns, and less time addressing the issue that matters to them. They complain of a lack of good infrastructure, making it hard to sell their crops, of the high cost of fertilizer, making farming less profitable than it could be, and especially of the lack in policing in remote rural areas. Riverswell absolutely cannot afford to lose the farmers' support, and so she has drafted a rural development plan with a view of consolidating their loyalty to Harmony. The socialists, understandably, are less enthusiastic about this plan. While they cannot scoop her, they will entirely. They are advertising that it be abandoned substantially to spread its funding between urban and rural areas. A move that would benefit them, only them. The only question that remains is whether or not they will be able to secure enough support from the less loyal Harmonists to get what they want. Yeah. It just passes, okay? Deal with it. Faithful farmers. Our investment efforts into rural heartlands of our country have met with initial success. New roads allow farmers to transport goods to market much faster and easily. An investment in fertilizer has raised crop yields overall, and increased police spending has led to a sharp drop in rural crime, an issue that particularly bothers those who have to live in remote areas. Overall, quality of life for the farmers seems to set to improve, and they are extremely grateful to use for it. Whatever. Something like that. I can't read. Sorry. Fuck it, we don't need that shit. Alright, that's just an event. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you about this later. Wait, I need to. My leg hurts. I'm sorry. The Talstar Commune. The third issue that will come before the commune is an odd one. A group of urbanite upper middle class city boys has left their dwellings in Rijekograd and become a primitive agrarian mode of existence in the Talsar Hills. They have begun to forget that they are in fact part of a country and ignore the central government orders. They refuse to pay their taxes, refuse to respect police officers, and in general act as if we are a completely independent country. Things have to come to a head as a tax collector was attacked by the Talsaritas, which tried to force them to comply with the law. This led to fresh tensions in the government. On the one hoof, this is a flagrant attack on a government official and cannot be tolerated. On the other, the official was sympathy. On the other, the official was a tax collector, and most of the public is having a hard time mustering much sympathy for a tax collector. still there's a general consensus that something ought to be done about these play pretend farmers. After much wrangling, it has been agreed that one more diplomatic envoy should be sent to tell them to buzz off. But both political parties have selected their own candidates for the task. The harmless, with the hard-nosed Marshal Hector Lipson, but the noble world herself has ordered to go as a socialist representative. Are we gonna go full harmony? I mean, the thing is, yeah, let's let Nova World do the job. I think she'll do it just fine. Anyway, if there's going to be an election, we're gonna win. A Nova of emotion. In a moving display, Nova World has announced today the formal establishment of the Talsakunas and Tonpi of the Republic. The Talsarites have apparently agreed to pay taxes and follow the laws of our country, providing that we allow them to govern themselves. This decision, which Nova World by no means had the right to make, had been seen as a direct attack on the legitimacy of Wolverswald's government. Despite the outrageous overstepping of her own authority, the public as a whole seems to be just happy that the issue is dealt with, and no pony seems to be willing to go to the bother. What the fuck? I'm stupid. And no pony seems to be willing to go to the bother of overturning such a solution. It seems to be working. It seems if the legal decision must be allowed to stand. Sure. It's okay to me. The Emergency Powers Bill, the HSR, that's the ruling party, is a broad set of political viewpoints, united only by their fear and hate of communism. As such, they rarely agree on anything, and Drivel cannot even trust the majority of them to support her on hard issues most of the time. However, today, in a rare display of unity, the party has unanimously passed a resolution to provide the Chancellor of wide-ranging powers in event of an emergency, ostensibly meant to preserve the Republic's ability to fight wars and suppress rebellion without being crippled by obstructionist politicians. Many note that it will leave the definition of emergency up entirely to the discretion of the Chancellor, and thus is a dangerous first step on the path to autocracy. Despite these concerns, the HRS has been so disgusted by the recent socialist attempt to paralyze the democracy that it has consented to allow this bill to be drawn up. The bill was voted through by a rare united front of harmonists. Now all that the British now needs to do is sign the bill into law. I must think over this for a while. So what does this do? So basically, actually, this is I'm gonna tell you now, so I don't forget. When we do this, so every time we do one of these focuses, we gain 1 point in here. And if we're ahead of everyone else, if we're the first one to do the River Union, if we're the first one to do the River Federation, then we're gonna basically win this race and unite all the river countries. But you're only gonna accept if let's say, if we're neutral, if we're non-aligned, and they're all democratic, which they're not, like non-aligned, fascist, harmony, non-aligned, etc. If they're all, if I'm non-aligned and they're all harmonists, they're not gonna agree. But if I'm the harmony and they're all harmony, they're gonna agree, and we're gonna fuse together as one super country. Anyway, I don't know if I should do this. I don't really need to. Oh god, my voice hurts. Nova makes a move. It is no secret that Riverswell and Nova World world hate each other and constantly attempt to undermine each other's positions. But it was only the day that their mutual disdain came fully to a head. At the climax of a particularly heated debate, Noble publicly proclaimed a motion of no confidence in the Chancellor, and as if planned in advance, her entire party followed behind her. This puts Roosevelt in an untenable position. She can no longer run a democratic removal with at least the nominal confidence of the second largest party. If her own party was united, they might have been able to press on and simply ignore the socialists. But the HRS is a loose coalition of conservatives, liberals, and social democrats, united by only the fear and the mistrust of the SKR. Many of her own party members abstained from voting or even shockingly voted no confidence also, leaving the Chancellor with few options. She will have to go back on the polls. Yeah, we're gonna lose 30 stability. And yeah, my voice hurts. Coup attempt at Lake City. Thank goodness it's over. Yeah, this guy's probably gonna be replaced, and he's gonna start the race probably. I mean, this guy is gonna get killed and replaced. So I think I'm gonna end the episode for now. There was a lot of explaining, and this is just the beginning. But there's going to be a lot to do. If everything runs good, it's gonna be a long Let's Play. And we're gonna fight the decisive war in Graphonia, the Empire versus the ponies. Epic music, by the way. I like this. Anyway. Nothing really happened thus far. There's only one war, I think, which is the Private Civil War. And Broadfield, the Kingdom of Broadfield, is pretty cool too, actually. They can do some pretty cool shit. I played this them just recently. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and we're gonna see each other again soon. And I would say, if you enjoyed the video, please leave us a thumbs up and subscribe maybe. And I'm gonna see you all next time.